What was your first smartphone? Was it a Samsung or a Nokia? An iPhone if you could afford it? Perhaps HTC? Nonetheless, the choice was much wider than today, and each generation brought unique technological advancements never seen before. Second camera, fingerprint sensor, a 4K display, and the price racing up like a Bitcoin in pandemic times. And I still remember my Nokia 5230. It didn't even have a Wi-Fi. Then I switched to HTC Windows Phone 8S.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Being tired of cheap phones, I took my piggy bank money and bought my first flagship, Sony Xperia Z1. What a fantastic smartphone. Released in 2013 and yet featuring a glass sandwich design. Frame was made of camera with 20 megapixels, and it could take photos underwater thanks to the waterproofing and dedicated camera shutter button. It even had pins to charge it on a special type of dock and a lanyard hole, like someone is gonna use it. I kept tempered glass protectors on the front and back since the phone was brand new, and after taking it off you can see 0 scratches, almost perfect condition. This Xperia was laying in the drawer for the past 6 years, so I want to make a tribute to the Japanese engineers who designed this phone by tearing it apart and displaying it nicely in a frame. So the first step was to become a jerry-rig everything. I was able to take the back glass off with no hit. You can see 7 screws holding all the components. There is a plastic frame separating an aluminum frame from the glass, so I have to disconnect this little ribbon cable, which is here only for the flash. After that, the plastic frame comes off easily. More ribbons needs to be unplugged, like a little Legos, and then the battery comes off like that. No glue, no adhesion, just screws holding it. How simple. The main camera pops off, and we can see that it has no OIS. Down below it appears to be the largest speaking chamber I have ever seen in a smartphone. It's also transparent, strangely enough. I guess phone engineers didn't know about the foam balls back then. Of course there is a SIM card tray which you're supposed to pull out at the beginning. Now I can remove the motherboard. Front-facing camera seems to be glued to it for some reason, and it features no OIS. Would you look at that? A product tag which was hiding beneath SIM card tray all the time. Each quirk I find is even more strange. And what's that? A vibration motor merged with headphone jack. How convenient. Then there is a microphone, permanently attached to some random ribbon cable. The screen of this phone could be easily replaced from the front, but instead some psychopath had a mission to hide the display connector under all the components, so you have to take it all out to get it disconnected. Sony had too much double-sided tape after the battery mounting decision, so they used it on an ear speaker and the headphone jack. There we have it, disassembled Xperia Z1. How similar was the process to the phones even from these days? I feel like Sony really did have some impact on the smartphone industry back in the 2013. And now it's time to put it all in a frame. I chose this 50 by 50 cm box-like frame, which has plenty of depth and a wide border all around. I designed the background to label all the components, list the specifications and interesting facts about the phone. It is glued to the base, but learned from experience I would try to use double-sided tape instead. Phone parts are glued with thick double-sided tape, so it gives a cool floating effect. Smaller parts like screws and cables were glued with superglue, which was pain in the ass. Of course my dumbass glued myself to the paper, and one of the screws disappeared. And that's another project finished. Let's see the final results. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please consider subscribing and I will see you in the next one.